14 new challengers have approached. We're going to take a look at them today and see if they're any good. Welcome to the channel. My name is B-Hub, and today we're just going to do a little bit of a review. Now, I would like to start this out by saying that if anyone from Polarium is watching, we need more content and more quality of life upgrades and not just a whole bunch of new heroes. But that's all I'm going to say about that. So now, let's hop into it. Let's check out these heroes and see how good they are. For the sake of your time, I decided to split this video into two different videos, and so what you're watching right now is going to be the legendary heroes and my review of them, and then the next video that I do, which should be out at the same time as this one, I'll cover the rest of the heroes that just came out. I want to do a quick reminder that I am streaming on Twitch nowadays, so you can go down there into that description and you can find that link. Go follow me on Twitch and come join me at the next stream. But now, let's go for this guy, Tyrant. That guy. Him. Anyways, so we're going to do our Demonspawn heroes first, because there are two of them in the Demonspawn category. This dude is awesome. He's going to have two big purposes in this game, I think. One is going to be on Spider, and the other is definitely going to be on Clan Boss. Let's take a look at this guy's kit. Attacks one enemy, heals his champ by 25% inflicted, heals by 50% of the damage inflicted if the target is under HP burn debuff. Alright, pretty good, pretty good. It's a solid self-heal. Hellfire Torrent attacks all enemies, has a 75, you can make that 100% chance of placing an HP burn debuff on all enemies for 3 turns. Count it, 3 turns. This is awesome. This is what's going to make him really good at Spider. He is going to be able to put the HP burn on absolutely everybody, and if you've seen some of those HP burn stuffs, you know that will help take down the boss's health pretty quickly, and it's just a really solid ability there. Now, the other thing is this is going to be great for Clan Boss. You can get this on a 3-turn cooldown, and the debuff lasts for 3 turns, so you should be able to keep this up the entire time. But it gets better from there. Infernal Minions, he does this, places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies, obviously except for himself, and places a 60% increased debuff on all allies, or increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Now this is on a 3-turn cooldown as well, which is amazing for things like Clan Boss. You're going to be able to keep this buff up on the big AoE attacks if you do not have anyone who is able to do that so far. This is really crucial. To get increased defense on a 3-turn cooldown is great. Means you can keep that up for both of the AoE attacks and help you stay alive so much longer. This is awesome. The ally protection is pretty good as well. That's also going to give you an opportunity to let him tank some of the damage for your team. But this is where I think he is just awesome with Clan Boss. It decreases the damage inflicted by enemies under the HP burn debuff by 10%. So the Clan Boss is going to be working with 10% less damage, which is awesome. That's just free stuff right there. He's able to land some attacks, to land some damage. He's able to help keep people alive. And then his stats are pretty awesome, honestly. He's got a really high defense, and he's got a very good HP, which he's going to need because his ally protection buff is going to have to, he's going to have to live through it. He doesn't place unkillable on him like Skull Crusher does. So this is going to have to he's going to have to stay alive through this. But this is a pretty solid hero. Damage based off of defense, really high defense. I mean, this guy just seems to be a pretty solid hero. I think you can get a lot of fun use out of him. All right, let's go to our other one, the Duchess, Lil 2, well, yeah, sure, whatever that is. Abysmal Invocation. Attack one enemy dose times, then places a shield buff equal to 10% of this champ's max HP for 2 turns on this champ and the champ with the lowest HP. Also a defense-based damage hero, pretty decent defense, so that's really good. And you get this max HP with high, max HP, so that's pretty cool too. I mean, we'll take the shield. We'll take a free shield. Places a 50% increased attack and a block debuff on all allies for 2 turns. Pretty solid ability right there. And places a perfect veil on all allies except this champ for 2 turns. So that's going to make her the primary target, although obviously everyone else can still get AoE'd. Now this one revives all dead allies with 70% HP, which is a pretty solid amount of HP. Places a veil buff on all the allies except her for 1 turn, and places a continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. That's also really good. That can be a 4-turn cooldown. That's a strong ability. This ability is what makes her so much fun though. Her passive, same with the other guy. The passives are awesome. Decreases the damage taken by all allies from AoE attacks by 25% and 15% from bosses. Decreases the damage taken by all allies from AoE attacks by 40% if an ally is under a Veil buff, and 25% from bosses. Now what this doesn't tell me is if Perfect Veil buff is also included in that, because she does put the Perfect Veil, right, on this ability. So I'm curious to see if that works off of Perfect Veil as well. But the Veil does come from this ability, and regardless, you just get the AoE minus 25 and 15 from bosses. Now, I don't know how great she's going to be on Clan Boss. She does give you a speed aura, by the way, in all battles, which is awesome. I don't know how great she's going to be on Clan Boss, although she does reduce his damage a little bit. I think she'll be great everywhere else, though, because, I mean, this is just like stalwart gear for Arena. Like, she is just stalwart gear herself for absolutely everybody. This can actually be an amazing hero to help in that speed meta and trying to maybe do something a little bit different with it. This is a good hero if you want to create a team that is off meta. So could be a lot of fun there, but awesome champ all around. Moving on to our Dark Elves with Lanicus the Chosen. She's going to be seen pretty much everywhere, I think, except the highest levels of Clan Boss. I think she'll fall off there. But let's take a look at this kit. Attacks one enemy, continuous heal buff if that attack is critical. Pretty alright. This ability right here, the Companions of Fate, this is what's going to make this hero really good, definitely in Arena, and then definitely everywhere else, and even in early game Clan Boss stuff. But she will fall off later on because she probably fall out of rotation with some of the more intricate Ultra Nightmare stuff. But very good early on and very good everywhere else. This is awesome. Team up with 3 random allies to attack a single enemy. The allies joining the attack will use their default skills. That's pretty good. Especially if you pair her in Arena with some, you have people who do AoE attacks and you can attack everybody just because that is their default skill. You can do that, or people who just have significantly good default skills. Very good ability, but check this out. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 30% and increases the duration of all buffs by 1. That's really, really good. You're talking about most heroes who boost turn meter just boost the turn meter, and 30% is a good solid boost to turn meter. But not only does it boost the turn meter, but you also get an attack out of it that will very likely kill one or more heroes on the opposing team. So this is probably the new best turn meter booster for Arena. This hero is incredibly solid. I mean, I would probably put her over Lysandra at this point because she can probably help just kill other enemies as long as you can go first. This is definitely, I would say, probably the new best one. Now, also this increased duration on all buffs. This is a really solid ability too. I can see a couple of these heroes that have this increased duration of buff thing being used to help with like unkillable comps and things like that, potentially. Not 100% sure, but I think that could definitely be a use for them because this could help if you need it. And maybe not just in Clan Boss, but maybe in other places, like in Faction Wars or in something like that. You can chain increased duration with other buffs and things like that. I think you could find some uses for that, but it's pretty solid. And then Banner of Legend, increased crit rate and increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. And as a 25%, you can level that up. Chance of getting an extra turn. So maybe you don't kill them on the first round. Maybe you lose the arena fight. Well, you can always gamble with this ability and try and get the increased crit rate and the increased attack on all your allies. And then try and go in with your Companions of Fate. There you go. But pretty solid hero, Lanicus the Chosen. New Lizardman Void Legendary is absolutely bananas. This character is insane. Look at this. His A1's like the least impressive thing about him, and it's insane. Attacks all enemies, so AoE attacker, 30% chance placing decreased speed on everybody. Awesome. A2. Attacks all enemy, places a ally protection buff on all allies except him obviously, places a 2-turn continuous heal buff on this champ, and increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1. Now my first question is, does this increase the duration of the buffs that are placed first in this wording? So does the ally protection buff and the continuous heal buff get buffed by the last preposition here? Not sure. We'll see. But just amazing anyways. This can be reduced to a 3-turn cooldown, and this isn't attacks all enemies, so again, another AoE attack. Now, his Invincible Shell places a provoke on all enemies, and then he gets increased defense and your whole team gets increased speed, and that can be on a 3-turn cooldown. So that's already, you can provoke absolutely everybody, which is amazing. Now you have Might of Aegis, his passive, another insane passive ability. At the start of each round, places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 50% of this champ's max HP. 50% of his max HP. So if you do nothing with this champion, you get a 10,000 HP shield. That is insane. And that's if you do nothing with him. And he has a 75% chance, and you can level that up to 100 if you want, of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff and a 50% decreased attack debuff on the attacker when they're hit. So let's just go through what this dude actually does here. So, alright, start of each round, you get a shield, and whenever he does get attacked, he can just lands debuffs, which is amazing. Now, in addition to this, he can provoke everybody, so he can make himself get attacked, and that's insane. But then this right here, it increases the duration of all ally buffs, which means that shield is going to get an extra buff as well if it doesn't run out in 2 turns. And so do all these other stuff. This is an amazing kit. And his defense is probably one of the highest in the entire game, if not the highest. It is a 1500 defense. The way that you would want to build this character, as far as I can see, because his damage is also based off of defense, so he might even hit like a truck. We're not really sure. I haven't seen his damage yet, but wow. And yeah, you're going to want to build this dude with a ton of defense. I would say defense gloves, I would say defensive chest, and then I would say try and find your HP percentage anywhere that you can get it, because your entire team is going to get a shield based off of it. And wow, this dude is going to be absolutely insane. I mean, just crazy good hero. Alright, up last is our Undead Horde hero, and he's probably the most underwhelming out of all of them. He's not bad, but he's not as good as the other heroes are. So, Temporal Nova attacks all enemies, 35% chance placing that decreased speed, so another decreased speed AoE. That's a really good ability right there. Hex of Years attacks all enemies, another AoE. Has a 50% chance of placing the weekend, and places a 60% debuff if the weekend is not placed. So you're getting one or the other regardless, which is pretty solid. And Banish from Time removes shield, block damage, and unkillable buffs from all enemies, and then attacks them. Places a 100% heal reduction debuff on all enemies for 2 turns, and that effect cannot be resisted. And then he has a little aura for attack in all battles. Now, this hero, I think you're going to see with some niche uses. I think he'll be okay in some of the keeps, and I think he'll be good in faction wars and in things like that. I think he'll be great there. I think he'll be good to help you CC people. If you wanted to put this guy in like stun gear or something like that, that would be great. He has AoE on every single one of his attacks. And I think you could use him with this in Arena, but probably unlikely, because as of right now, you don't see a lot of unkillable and block damage and shield stuff in Arena. It's mostly speed teams, so this is probably less useful in Arena, but definitely can get some use in some of the spirit or some of the keeps, the potion keeps, and some other places. So decent hero. I would say he's pretty solid, just not the the best one out of the bunch. There you have it. If you got something out of this video, hit like and hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Also, come follow me on Twitch and come check out a stream whenever you get a chance. Now, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about these heroes in the comments below. And is this what you wanted to see from Plarium, or do you want to see something different? Also, let me know what else you want to see new to the game coming up soon in the comments below. And until next time, peace out.